involved in music when you were their age. So you might not have ever played the trumpet before. I don't know. They're in the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. So what did you think about music? Did you ever think you might go to music school, and how that sort of affected you? Who's going first?
Okay, I'll go first. I was probably actually one of the oddballs. Ever since I was like 5 years old, I knew that I wanted to do music, and that was the only thing that I was going to do with my life. I didn't kind of have the vast imagination of being a firefighter or a doctor or anything. I knew that I was going to be a musician one way or another. And about your age, I started taking piano lessons, and piano was actually my primary instrument up until 6th grade, and that's when I started playing the clarinet. And fell in love with it, and I didn't even know this school exists. And I was talking to my band director, and I was like, oh, I wish there was a high school that I could go and just, study music. And she told me about going to school, and here I am now. So.
That's a good point, and that's something good for you guys to remember. If you think you might really love music, piano lessons are a good way to go, because sometimes they're easier to find than lessons on some of these other instruments. And it's a good way to sort of learn more about music and see if you actually enjoy putting the time in that it takes to become a musician. Here.
How many of you 6th graders play a woodwind instrument? So they got to kind of hear, hey, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Here.
I was not into music in the 6th grade. I started playing the piano in the 7th grade. And then I was started with my best friend in Jordan. And so after that, it just took off, and I'm here now.
There you go. So 7th grade, so it's never too late.
For me, my interest in music started with my older brother, because he's about 2 years older and he was in the marching band in high school, and that's kind of where I started with my interest in music. And I didn't actually start playing trumpet until 7th grade, because that's when our middle school was built, so I had to start in 7th grade. And I didn't find out about this school until about the beginning of 10th grade, because one of my kids from my old high school went here, and he told me about it, and so I looked it up, and I was like, okay, I really want to go here. And I'm here now, and I love it.
Oh, that's great.
How many of these 6th graders play a brass instrument? Sorry.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions for them about what it's like to actually live here and be a student? Yes.
You said that you get studying here and you're not by your family. So would it be like scary away from home for so long?
I guess, yeah. I actually came here for the high school program as a 15-year-old, which means, and I live in Georgetown, which is about 4.5 hours away. So at the age of 15, my mom put me in a car and basically shipped me off here and was like, have fun. But it was less scary for me, because I had been doing summer camps and going away on summer vacations and stuff all by myself, and I was kind of already used to it. But being here full time was definitely an adjustment. But it was fun. It was worth it. You kind of get ahead of the game, because when we go off to college, you're kind of already used to living by yourself and being in the dorms and having a roommate. So it was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Sometimes you guys have like a lot of stress.
Yeah, it's very stressful, because the academics and the music side, they require so much, and it's equal, and sometimes they just like pile everything on you at one time, and then it's just like a wave of stress, but then it goes away.
That's the important part. It does go away.
It does go away.
Anybody else? Yes.
I do not want to go home school and have 100 papers on my desk.
That is intimidating. Yes.
When do you like visit your family?
Well, the government school, they have these things we call extended breaks, and we have them about once every month. And during the extended break, that's when your family or whoever you live close to, friends, they come and pick you up for about 2 to 3 days, and you stay home for that weekend. And then you come back the following Sunday or Monday. So we usually see our family about once a month maybe. And then if you have a special event at home, or you just want to see your friends and family, they can come pick you up any weekend and come and take you home.
Yeah, and that is a little bit easier for people like you guys who live a little bit closer. Because these people live a little bit further away, but since you're from Inman, you can see your family every weekend if you wanted to. Did I see another hand back here before? I think it was yours, yeah.
How do y'all get doing it so fast?
Practice.
Hours and hours of practice. about 3 hours every day, which, yeah, it's a little insane to lock yourself in a room for 3 hours and be like, I'm just going to practice my clarinet. But, I mean, after you spend some time, you kind of get in the routine of it, it just kind of, for me, it just kind of comes naturally.
Yeah.
I mean, the more I practice, the better I get, and then the less I have to practice. So.
It becomes a habit, so practicing is just part of what you do every day, and you enjoy it most of the time. So you just go do it, and it's part of your schedule. Yes?
Is it kind of scary going away from your family and your house?
Yeah, it is very scary. Not having.
It is kind of scary, but it's also fun to live with all your closest friends in the dorm and get to learn about music together and have these new experiences together. So it's a trade-off, and there are pros and cons to both, but I think you can always find the best about it. Yes?
What was the first thing you thought when you first came to this school?
The first thing for me, I was a shy child, never really talked to anyone, so really the first thing I thought of was that I'm stuck here with all these people I really don't know, so I'm just gonna kind of hang out by myself. That's really the first thing I thought, and that's kind of how I was the first couple months I was here. But after a while, I started meeting new people, and these people have actually become some of the best friends I've ever made. And so you get used to meeting people, and it's a really fun experience.
And they become your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true, and I went to this school 10 years ago, and I'm actually about to get married, and my bridesmaids and my maid of honor are the people that were my best friends at this school. So, we have time for one more question. Yes?
Have you had to leave your pets at home?
Yes.
Sadly, yes.
I would love to bring all my cats and dogs up here. I love to take his spot in the room. But yeah, we have to leave them at home.
Yeah, that is a hard thing. Okay, one more.
Is it annoying if you have to share a room with other people who play instruments that have to keep on hearing them play stuff?
Actually, it's not that annoying. We have about 14 practice rooms downstairs. Musicians hardly ever practice in their rooms, so you get that kind of relief of not hearing
They
someone.
have special rooms to practice in here. They're just little rooms with pianos or without, and you can just go in there and just to practice your instrument. So that's kind of neat, so you don't have to do it in your bedroom. You can keep your home life separate. Yes?